Everybody at home, good evening, everybody here. This is the Mayor and Council meeting, May 23rd, 2024, 7:30 p.m. Linda, will you please read the Open Public Meetings Act and call the meeting to order?
In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, the notice requirements have been satisfied. The meeting dates for the year are confirmed at the annual meeting, are posted on the public bulletin board in the municipal building and on the borough website, published in the record within the first 10 days of the new year, and copies are sent to the Ridgewood News and Star Ledger. Notice of this meeting by the May 14th, 2024 Sunshine Notice was sent to the Record, the Ridgewood News and Star Ledger, and has been posted on the public bulletin board in the municipal building and borough website. Councilman Delavatio.
Here.
Councilwoman Homan.
Here.
Councilwoman Lovasolo.
Here.
Councilman O'Connell.
Here.
Councilman O'Toole.
Here.
Councilman Yakarino.
Here.
Mayor Wozinski.
Here. Everybody, please stand to salute the flag. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sorry, buddy. All right, next we have approval of minutes for April 25th, 2024. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second, please. Second.
Councilman Delavatio.
Yes.
Councilwoman Homan.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lovasolo.
Yes.
Councilman O'Connell.
Yes.
Councilman O'Toole.
Yes.
Councilman Yakarino.
Yes.
All righty. Next is agenda review. We have our second reading of our capital ordinance 24-06. And we also have a resolution, proclamation tonight. And we have our consent agenda. So our consent agenda has a lot of routine items that are enacted in one motion, but I just wanted to point out a few. We actually have amended dates for the council meeting, so I'm sure John will amend those on our calendars. We really appreciate that. A lot of a release of some escrow funds because we're starting to clean that up in our building department. We are putting together the Fair Share Housing team, so we appointed counsel who specializes in that. And also we have our NEGLIA professional series where we're doing our fifth and sixth streetscape. So they're the ones that are putting together that proposal, and we will be going to bid. And then we have the ribbons that are going on downtown is on our consent agenda as well. So next we have our public, oops, sorry, I don't know what I'm doing today. That's pretty much our agenda review this evening. And I'd like to open it up to the public for any comments on the agenda. Anybody from the public have any questions or comments on the agenda? All right, not seeing it back. So we have our second reading for ordinance 24-06. Linda, will you please read that?
The following ordinance published herewith was first read by title only on May 9, 2024, and posted on the bulletin board of the lobby of the municipal building and borough website. Ordinance 24-06. Bond ordinance to authorize the making of various public improvements and the acquisition of new additional or replacement equipment and machinery, new communication and signal systems equipment, new information technology equipment, new additional furnishings, and new automotive vehicles, including original apparatus and equipment in, by, and for the Borough of Allendale and the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $1,636,200 to pay the cost thereof, to make down payment or fully fund appropriations from the Capital Improvement Fund, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds, and to amend bond ordinance number 23-09 adopted on May 11, 2023.
Thank you. I'd like to open up to the public for any questions on this ordinance. Anybody from the public wish to speak on the ordinance? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second, please.
Second, Lovasolo.
Roll call.
Councilman Delavatio.
Yes.
Councilwoman Homan.
Yes.
Councilwoman Lovasolo.
Yes.
Councilman O'Connell.
Yes.
Councilman O'Toole,
Yes.
Councilman Yakarino.
Abstain.
Alrighty, so next month is Gay Pride Month, and we have a proclamation here, a ceremonial proclamation for LGBTQ plus Pride Month that I'd like to read. Whereas on June 28th, 1969, at the Stonewall Inn in New York City, a courageous group of citizens resisted harassment and maltreatment, setting in motion a series of demonstrations what became known as the Stonewall Uprising and are widely considered to constitute the most important events leading to the gay liberation movement and the modern fight for LGBTQ plus rights in America. Whereas while the LGBTQ plus rights movement has realized much progress, there is more work to be done. As long as the promise of equality for all remains unfulfilled, all Americans are affected. If we can work together to advance the principles upon which our nation was founded, every American will benefit. And whereas all people deserve to live with dignity, respect, free from fear and violence, and be protected against discrimination, regardless of their gender identity or sexual orientation. During the LGBTQ plus Pride Month, we celebrate the proud legacy of LGBTQ plus individuals and they have woven into the fabric of our nation. We honor those who have fought to protect our union, and we continue our work to build a society where every child grows up knowing that their country supports them, is proud of them, and has a place for them exactly as they are. Whereas Allendale promotes a proud stigma-free community accepting people from all walks of life. Now therefore, we, the mayor and council of the borough of Allendale, do hereby proclaim June 2024 as LGBTQ plus Pride Month in the borough of Allendale. And I have this proclamation if you'd like to take it this evening. And thank you for putting the flags up, not the flags, the ribbons all around, the ribbons, I keep calling them flags around.
They've been very well received.
Yep, and they're gonna match our flowers.
Did the high school get involved? Their kids, there were some, Chrissy Rabbiting.
You know, in the past, in terms of, when there's been a table in town.
Okay.
Set up. Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Donna.
Of course.
All righty, next we have the resolution 24-140 to amend the dates of the mayor and council. Oh, no, I'm sorry, yep. To amend the dates of the mayor and council meeting. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
roll call?
Councilman Delavatio,
Yes.
Councilwoman Homan,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lovasolo,
Yes.
Councilman O'Connell,
Yes.
Councilman O'Toole,
Yes.
Councilman Yakarino.
Yes.
Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second, please?
Holman.
Councilman Delavatio,
Yes.
Councilwoman Homan,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lovasolo,
Yes.
Councilman O'Connell,
Yes.
Councilman O'Toole,
Yes.
Councilman Yakarino.
Abstain 24, 151, yes on the balance.
Okay, any unfinished business or new business? Not seeing any. Council reports, I'll start with Councilman O'Connell.
Thank you, Mayor. The only thing I have to report is an update on the scouts, working on their Eagle badges. They took their projects to the Boy Scout Council and they're waiting to hear back on if it's a go with them or not. And I asked them to keep us up to date on, when they're approved and when they plan on starting. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Excellent, thank you. Councilman Yakarino?
Thank you, Mayor. I will keep it brief this evening. As we know, we're heading into Memorial Day weekend, and as we have coded it internally, Operation Open Crestwood Lake has passed county inspection this week. Thanks to Andy and his team as always. They do a great job. And again, just folks I hear around town, they walk through Crestwood, very positive comments. So really excited to open this weekend.
Excellent. Councilwoman Lovasolo?
Thank you, Mayor. The Land Use Committee met this morning at Borough Hall. At each meeting, we discussed residential and non-residential property concerns and work to address and resolve these issues. I'm pleased to inform our nature lovers that the borough worked in tandem with the county's curbing and paving of Franklin Turnpike project to help the deteriorating Celery Farm parking lot. We hope that the improved curbing and catch basins and the additional fill going in will be a huge improvement Thank you to DPW Superintendent Andy Gugliero, Engineer Mike Freeland, Code Official Anthony Hackett, Sudbury Farm Marsh Warden Jim Wright, Councilman Joe Deloisio, who was at the first parking lot powwow, our CFO, basically our entire land use committee team for making this happen. It was a true team effort, and I'm glad we're moving forward with it. We continue to look for volunteers that can lend their expertise to our shade tree committee. The committee will be charged with identifying and mapping our shade trees in the borough. If interested, please reach out to me or to former Councilman Jim Strouch. This is also a good time to remind residents that if they need to remove a dead tree along the property edge of the street, the borough has a list of trees we recommend to plant in its place. Please contact Mike Lee Matola in our construction and building department. The mayor and council, as well as our land use board members, are required to watch and certify that we've watched stormwater management videos. And I want to really thank Linda Servino and Kim Oliveri for staying on top of this and rolling it out to all of us. Our finance committee also briefly met this morning for a quick meeting. Thanks as always to our CFO and BA Allison Altano for staying on top of everything and addressing the issues as they arise and continuing to keep us in good financial shape. I want to thank John Gill and Amanda Richards from our clerk's office who represented the borough at the Autumn Years Expo in Crestwood Park this week. They provided information on Allendale as well as useful county information to all our senior community, and it was a great event. And last, I had the privilege of accompanying Mayor Wolozinski to the New Jersey Conference of Mayors in Atlantic City. All of the seminar topics address issues that pertain to Allendale, from affordable housing mandates to one entitled Floodproofing New Jersey. And I want to thank the mayor for allowing me to be a part of this great experience. You know, I really walked away with learning a lot and also realizing through our roundtable discussions how many things Allendale really does right. And as much as
We're
we
not so
learned,
bad, right?
as much as we learned, we were also
Yeah.
able to kind of advise and be a resource for others there. So go Allendale. So
Yeah.
thank you, Mayor.
Awesome. Councilwoman Homan.
All right, let's see. So, first of all, I guess to the community, anybody that's watching and all of us on the council, that Veolia does continue to be trying to do the obligation that it's been set forward by the state on the lead and copper rule and identifying every resident's service line. And I know that Franklin Turnpike has been a challenge to have it closed, but because that will be being paved, it was necessary that all of those lines were identified at this time. So I am so grateful to the Allendale Police Department and all that they have coordinated. And I'm also really just grateful for the communication that we have as a team between Andy and everybody on the council and PD. It's been really great to be able to be up to date. And I just ask and appreciate residents being patient during this time with work that has to be done. And other things as far as water, we've had meetings with Veolia. We continue to move forward on some of the Green Acres steps that need to be done in order to wrap up the last of the transaction as well as the easement. So thanks to Ray and his team. And as far as sewers, we continue to have meetings with our neighboring towns, trying to better, trying to ensure that Allendale is in the best possible position that we can be with all of the demands on building for ourselves and for communities around us as far as using our infrastructure, namely the sewer.
Excellent.
Thanks.
Thank you. Councilman Deloisio.
Thank you, Mayor. So the DPW committee did not have a formal meeting since our last meeting, just some informal conversations as we typically do with Mr. Gugliero and myself. The DPW gentlemen were working hard getting Crestwood ready to go. And as everybody knows, as Councilman Iacarino mentioned, we are ready to go. So that's great. Thank you to all the guys. I do want to recognize that this week is the Public Works Week, National Public Works Week.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I had no idea either. So
Aw.
congratulations. So
Have
I'm
you
gonna,
been feeling neglected?
yeah, why don't you stand up while I read this? So I went on a website from the American Public Works Association, and I found something that I want to read. So I quote, so I don't get plagiarized. Okay. The American Public Works Association is proud to announce Advancing Quality of Life for All, the 2024 National Public Works Week. Public Works contributes to advancing and enhancing our quality of life no matter where we live in the world. Public Works professionals provide essential services that lead to healthier, happier, more vibrant communities. The Advancing Quality of Life for All theme shines a spotlight on the way Public Works professionals advance our quality of life, whether as a first responder to an electricity outage, regular waste pickup, or a myriad of other ways they silently serve their communities. Public Works professionals advance the quality of life by providing an infrastructure of services in transportation, water, wastewater, stormwater treatment, public buildings and spaces, parks and grounds, emergency management and first response, solid waste, and right-of-way management. They are what make our communities dynamic places to live and work. So please join me and the rest of the council in celebrating our professionals in Allendale. Thank you very much for all you guys do. Hopefully the guys are watching, but I'm sure they can go and watch the video.
Thank you for advancing and enhancing.
But happy National Public Works Week, and thank you for all you guys do.
Thanks.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Councilman O'Toole.
Thank you very much. The Public Safety Committee met last week. As you know, one of our officers is leaving to pursue a career with another department, so we're hiring. We're once again looking for candidates who already possess their PTC certification so that once they finish our field training, they can go pretty much right out on the road for us. The police department will also be reevaluating our crossing guard posts and possibly shifting a couple of them around. That'll be based on a need determined by an internal study by the police department. As everyone knows, Memorial Day is Monday, and the police department will be out there ensuring the safety of residents and those who come to our festivities. Roads require closing and some require blocking with large vehicles. So a big thank you not only to the police department, but also to our DPW for their assistance in keeping everyone safe. I too would like to wish Andy and his crew a happy National Public Works Week. Thank you for all you guys do for the borough. The place looks great. The fire department once again invites everyone back to the firehouse after the ceremony at Memorial Park for hot dogs and refreshments. This is a great time to speak with our current members and sign up to become a member of the fire department. And not only is our fire department seeking members, but so is our volunteer ambulance corps. So they really need daytime drivers. So if anyone works from home and can help out, they want to talk to you. So.
And just one thing I want to add on that. So I did ask at the last meeting, and when we say that folks need drivers, the training requirement is not as intense as an EMT, and that's really where the big need is.
Perfect.
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, staff reports. Our clerk, Mr. Vino.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to remind everyone to utilize the borough website. John Gill does a beautiful job of making sure everything residents need to know is posted on that website. I've seen other towns' websites, and ours is one of the best websites out there. Nicely organized and easy to navigate. Also, in less than 2 weeks, on June 4th, it's the primary election and my daughter's prom.
Oh, no.
Yes. As you can see, the voting machines are here in the back, and I just received polling pads and all the election materials needed for that day. So today I've just been going through and I've been sorting everything and doing my checklists. I'm asking residents to visit the borough website under the borough clerk voter information. We have a lot of helpful information there regarding voter information, such as vote by mail information, drop box locations, early voting information, become a poll worker, which we desperately need. And lastly, and more importantly, there's also new voting machines, voting instructions in writing, and new machine animated video instructions for 2024. So I encourage voters to watch the instructional video for a faster and more efficient voting process before you come to vote. This way you have a better understanding of the process beforehand. That would help cut down on the time voters have to stand in line and maintain a smooth moving of foot traffic. And I'm also happy to say that today marks 2 years I've been with Borough of Allendale. Excited. So thank you guys so much
Date.
for everything, and I'm
Need that
truly
date.
happy here. So,
Aw,
very
We need these dates on a shared
I
calendar.
know.
We keep saying that, we gotta do
We
it.
can do it. We've got.
We've got the
If
capability.
only our IT team was on top of that.
Yeah, I know.
Director of Communications, Mr. John Gill.
So
I brought muffins to Borough Hall.
good muffins.
Were they electronic?
They were not electronic.
So to go off of what Linda was talking about next week, while it's, over the weekend, you'll be getting our newsletter, which has voter information, links and everything else with that. But independently, I'll be emailing that out to the residents too, with the video links and just information and just to get that out there as much as possible. So you'll be seeing that next week. Besides that, you'll be seeing a couple other emails, Crestwood newsletters coming out over the weekend. Reminder about the garbage schedule being shifted. So you'll be hearing from me over the weekend, actually, with different information. Besides that, I wish everyone a very happy and safe Memorial Day weekend, and I will see you at the parade and ceremony.
Oh, great. I'm glad you're gonna be there. Super. All right, Chief.
Oh, thank you, Madam Mayor. So a busy time of year, we're conducting interviews for new officers, which is exciting, preparing for Memorial Day and July 4th, and then working with various contractors preparing for the repaving of Franklin. Been a interesting.
lively.
Sure. We'll get there. It'll be beautiful.
Definitely. All right, DPW Supervisor, Andy.
Thank you, Mayor. Like everybody said, we're happy that Crestwood Lake is going to open up. Great news. DPW's been very busy getting the town ready for Memorial Day. Everything's been looking great. Like the chief said, construction continues on Franklin Turnpike to get with the ADA standards for the curbs and to perfect our water. Also, we had a water main break last night on DiMercurio by West Orchard. That was taken care of. The road's open, but they will be back again to replace a valve that needs to be fixed. And lastly, just want to wish everybody a safe Memorial Day.
Thank you very much. And our Borough Attorney, Ray West.
Very briefly tonight, Mayor, the Councilwoman Homan summarized the ongoing efforts with respect to the sale to Veolia. Actually, Veolia is now looking at the rendering on the New Street DPW site. They actually adjourned this morning's meeting because they said their team wanted to further evaluate the rendering that Mike Freeland had put together. So with luck, we'll have that approved by them next week. If that's the case, we can get it right out to Green Acres and we can start the formal process for the approval of the diversion. And the good part about that, as we mentioned, is that once that is approved by Green Acres, there is a significant escrow balance being held by Veolia, which will get discharged to the borough. So that's proceeding orderly, albeit slow, and the latest hiccup being on Veolia's side, that they wanted to look at the rendering. Beyond that, Tom Borges been involved extensively with the mayor and others on the cell tower issue. As you know, the lease expired. The existing cell carriers are essentially month-to-month holdovers as we negotiate new specs and send it out to bid. But as was reported here when we had our consultant in, the bottom line is that there could be a significant increase in revenue for the borough once we have multiple carriers located on the site. So that's a positive. TJ's been working extensively with both the clerk's office and the chief on OPA requests, which seem to be inundating us. And at this moment in time, I guess the police department is the target of many of the OPA requests, and it takes some working through. But working as a team, I think all of that is getting done. And working with the committee, we have ongoing DPW negotiations, and I guess we're next up. It's next week or the week after. Tuesday. But hopefully we can bring those to some closure. Yeah. But it's been a little bit of an extended process, and I will say not necessarily ascribable to the borough, but I think we finally have gotten the DPW to sit down, and hopefully we can make some progress on Tuesday.
Yeah,
that's it.
All right, excellent. All right, my report 210, as you can see, is coming along very quickly. So we're actually starting to think about how we're going to manage the space, who's going to be using it, all our community organizations, et cetera. We're going to have a new system to get in, but we're also going to have calendars. So it's going to be electronic, and it's going to be in the 21st century. So it's going to be very modern, and but there will be some learning curves. So we're just figuring that out right now. So we have our first meeting in 2 weeks. We had our second of our 4 series of town hall meetings. There was about 40 or 50 people that were here. So they're being really well received. As you can see, our council meetings don't attract a lot of people. So it's nice to see people come out. The topic was fair share housing. It seems to be the topic of the day, topic du jour, because the last mayor's meeting, as well as the mayor's conference that we went to in Atlantic City, it's all the rage, the fourth round and the ambiguity of what those rules and obligations really are. Everybody who reads it kind of has a different interpretation. All we know is that the numbers are a lot. So we, as we mentioned before, have formed a team. We are doing a hazard vulnerability study that's actually going to be in front of the land use board next month. So we're getting ahead of the curve. So we're really trying to look at our land, look at some of the issues that have happened with the climate. There's algorithms that they use to show, you know, some of our more vulnerable pieces of land that may not be able to be built on. Thanks to the guys for putting the flowers up downtown. They look beautiful. So that was fun working with them that morning. I just wanted to briefly mention Oprah reform. We talk about Oprah a lot and the burden that it has on the municipality, and it's becoming this contentious fight, you know, of course, in Washington. So people, some people on one side are saying that, you know, we're trying not to be transparent, and it's just not the case. The issue with Oprah is that it has been misused. So the purpose of the law and the intention when it was actually put out there wasn't for people to get your email address or your home address because you have a dog and how to get a dog license, and then they're targeting you to buy an invisible fence. So I think it's well over 50% is for commercial, for people who don't even live like in this area. And it's just been a terrible burden on our municipality, a lot of other people's municipality. The information is still going to be out there for people to get, and it's actually going to be quite easier for them to access on their own. Our next meeting, we're going to be celebrating our second Armed Forces Day. So that is going to be a really special meeting. So I'm looking forward to that. So I hope we'll have a lot of people come to that. And on the 15th, we have we're closing down Main Street, and we plan on doing this every year. This was something that we did during COVID, and it was just really nice to see the community come together. So we plan on doing this every year. And since the mural is a community event involving the whole community, including the schools, for this year, there will be some fundraising, you know, involved in this. But it's going to be a lot of fun, hopefully sun. If not, the rain date is the 21st. And I just hope everybody has a wonderful Memorial Day. I hope we see everybody at the parade. And I think it's looking to be like a nice day, right? This year marks the 100-year anniversary of our park. So it's actually special, and it'll be decorated as such. So that's it for me. I'd like to open the meeting up to the public for any topic they'd like to discuss. Not seeing anybody, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.